everyone, and welcome back to Camel Kingdom, and welcome back to Fortress Camelot. We are still in the medieval era, and oh wait, I just said era. I wanted to say area, obviously. Well, no, we are back here, and yeah, I need to hurry up a tiny little bit, so that's also why you had an episode on Wednesday, actually. This Saturday is also a short episode in between. I mean, usually Saturday is the day of Camel Kingdom anyways, but since the update has been announced, and it will be there on Tuesday already, I need to hurry up a little bit, because I said I don't want to bother you too much with old material then. But on the bright side of life, so to say, this time, and I want to be focused on this now because it's so good. This time I have to say it is an update which doesn't destroy my plans. No, actually it does support my plans, which is amazing. Like honestly, I always had the problem that I was building on things for weeks, for months, for whatever, and then certainly an update or a DLC came around which would have made my life so much more easier, like with the fireworks and trigger events and whatever, right? You know it. I added so much stuff with workarounds, and then they came along with an update or a DLC, as I said, and just destroyed my plans, and I had to start over again. But the good thing though is it doesn't really destroy anything, right? I mean, the medieval area it will potentially be the same. I mean, we are talking about the studios pack, so it's basically everything for backstage. And as I said, I decided to leave the backstage area of Camel Kingdom out, and I explained this actually in the last episode that I will be doing this after the medieval area. This is just perfectly fitting, right? I mean, I can't even imagine doing it without. So you know, there is potentially a way of doing it in between. I was already thinking of splitting Camel Kingdom, so that once the pack is available, we will have one episode a week. I don't know if I get it done, guys. It's just a broad idea. One episode a week where I focus on the backstage area of Camel Kingdom, and in the other episode I'm going to focus more on the medieval area, so that, you know, there is no confusion in it, and it's kind of a series in a series, if that makes any sense. But anyways, well, but anyways, I just wanted to do that as an introduction. Oh, and by the way, in this episode, it's again gap filling. I did a lot of gap filling actually, so that's why I actually can make 2 episodes out of it. And if I say actually one time more in this episode, you can beat me. I will potentially, but yeah, I just noticed that myself, that I'm saying this word way too often. But anyways, so let's go into the comments of you guys, and I am still so happy that there are so many comments now underneath the videos. I am replying to many of those, so if I'm not going to read them out, neither having commented on them, I'm very sorry, but I try to you know, cover as many as possible. And I think the first one I can read out from last time is very interesting, because I can just link you to another video and you will have the answer in this video. So Major Cactus said, oh, I like the name by the way, hey, I have a question, can you teach me how to build in Planet Coaster? I'm crap. It may be because I play on a laptop that so the FPS will literally kill me. Edit spelling mistakes. Okay, you know, my videos are potentially the best thing to educate you, but everything what is about creativity, I have talked a whole bunch about it in my last video of the T-Rex statue actually. So if you want to know more about my opinion on creativity in Planet Coaster or in general in games, go to this video and listen to the commentary. I try to cover this as much as possible. And regarding your laptop, I know that pain, it does suck a lot, so yeah, hopefully you will get a better one someday and you can enjoy it way more often. But yeah, I know it because I played in Koali the last weeks, and this is basically the same thing as you start playing on a laptop. The FPS are basically the same, so yeah. Let's go now into another. Okay, this is a very interesting one. This one is from Max9201 or 9201. I believe he's born in January 1992. So I really like the idea to name the coaster after the year the Black Death broke out, but it's not that easy to find the definite year of the outbreak. The Black Death actually, it was not my word. He used it in his commentary. Sorry, commenter. Started in China back in the days, and years later it reached Europe. Then it slowly spread over Europe. So, do you want the year in which the Black Death started to come up in China, or the year where it reached Europe? Maybe the year where the country in which Fortress Camelot is situated got infected by it. I have a video here where you can see when the Black Death reached which country. By the way, great episode, like always. Thanks, first of all, and good info. I think, you know, what we started with this idea is kind of funny. I didn't really expect that to be such a big talk and such a big topic. But honestly, this is a little bit more complicated because I don't want to go too much into detail. No one ever will know after a few months what this meant, right? So I guess we will just take the number and have somewhere a little bit of a explanation, signage or whatsoever, which explains that we are talking about the year it broke out in this town. And since this town is purely fictional, we can just assume it was that year and we are good to go. But yeah. I don't know. Let's go into the next one. What we have interesting here. There we go. Oh, this was also a very, very interesting one from White Rabbit. You're missing an H, by the way. Anyways, great episode as usual. It seems really funny to me that usually you'd think of very narrow alleys, apart from maybe the main streets and marketplace, but since this is a park, it has to have quite wide path, and still you do get the feeling across, my opinion. I still remember how there was an actual labyrinth you could build in RCT2, and how you could snake it through the scenery. I kinda missed that. I mean, in Planko you can build one with path, I guess. Okay, that's the other width. And scenery, but nobody will use it since it's not actual ride. Yeah, you could. I don't know if that's now possible with the Vista Point, for example, because people will go to the Vista Point. So you could actually try to make a labyrinth, because we now also have the barriers. I don't know if that works. I haven't tested it yet, because I wanted to play around a little bit more with those things, but yeah, I didn't do that, but interesting to find out. I don't know. Anyways, the talk about the width of the path is really interesting, but I think if you look, for example, onto parks like Phantasialand, it doesn't really feature so wide path. The width of the path is relatively narrow, to be honest. Even, I mean, the whole area around Taron, expect a little plaza, is very narrow in terms of, you know, a theme park that has that many people in it. So I'm quite unsure about that. But yeah, I mean, for the main roads, or for the main path, you definitely need wide ones. But I think there's a huge difference in what, like, American parks like Six Flags or something like that, and European very scenery focused ones have. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, you have to look at guest flow at last. So I guess that's basically where you need to focus on to maintain the right width for your path. I guess that's it. So then we have the next one. You could try to make the tunnels of the coaster or the rapids to look like a canalization. Mr. Matiashink, I don't know, Mr. Matiashink, I guess it is, said this. And yeah, cool idea actually. And oh, I said it again. Cool idea, by the way. And I think you are absolutely hitting the thing I am doing in the future, because yeah, that was the idea or the intention from the very beginning, and I think that could be a nice idea to make it look like this. So we can also have some trigger events with water. I'm not going too crazy with those, so but yeah, we can see what the Studios pack is offering, maybe to use something very creative around this. Anyways, so oh damn, we're having so many comments beneath this video, which is really good. Let me check if there's anything else very interesting to talk about. So David Springs said, "Oh man, this is coming together so well. Love how you connect everything piece by piece. Has such a great flow to watch." Nice, thank you. I know nothing about medieval times and buildings, so your commentary and what other people say and know about this time is highly interesting. Really enjoy how you're mixing your commentary between what's happening in the episodes and answering to comments, plus topical tidbits. Really great work you're doing. Thanks. I hope this is transferred to you, and if you feel like this, I'm really happy about that, because it's not that easy actually. I'm looking what the video is doing, and I should now use this comment, which is a perfect segue now, to comment again on what I'm doing in the background, because we are moving into the next little spot, so to say. So we are starting to finish the main front of the area over here. So I'm going to connect the little shops, or basically I'm going to theme the little shops with some scenery and buildings around it. I wanted to introduce some more architectural styles, so working a little bit more with wood, and referring to what has been said in one of the last episodes, also trying to play around a little bit with stone on an upper floor, which is a tiny little more expensive, I would say, in terms of what they would have done back then. But I also wanted to make one building at least a little bit more stable, because this would be the little pub, or like the restaurant, because we do have the little shops over here, and you know, that would have been the little town shop or town restaurant or whatsoever, the tavern in this kind of sense, because but it's not the tavern actually I'm going for. I will be doing another tavern, but this could be like a little restaurant, and this has to be a little bit more stable, and there's a little bit more money available. So I guess this would make sense to me, at least, that they use stone also in an upper floor. But yeah, who am I to judge this? I just did it out of feeling and try to somehow justify my decision to go for this. But anyways, this should be it already about the basic talk in this episode. I just want to bring this to an end, and I'm very sorry about the comments. I need to go even more into the comments next time. Maybe we are going to make a little episode in between where I just go through more of the comments, because I love it, and you know, I want to give you guys the space to be named and to be talking about your comments actually. But now let me grab this little window over here and talk you about this a little bit more, because this is actually a nice thing, because I wanted to create the little medieval window color style here. I guess that has worked out quite well. But yeah, let's talk about this more in the next episode, which will potentially be on Monday already, so one day before the update or the DLC. So have a good one. As always, if you like that video, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Thank you guys, and bye bye.